Last time on Pokemon Shield Nuzlocke, we made our way to Route 1 and caught ourselves a Squovit called Chungus. Kickoff died of Nuzlocke-related illnesses, and Chungus became stronger by betraying his clan.
Hello, and welcome to episode 3. So, in the last episode, we got ourselves a Squovit, and we named it Chungus. I'll just go get him healed up a little bit now. Feel like I need to train him up a little bit. I'm not used to using normal types on playthroughs, so I'm a little wary of his weaknesses, especially fighting type. Right. Get myself a little bit of extra XP, level up a little more, and we'll head to getting our second Pokemon, hopefully. Oh, Thievul. See, now, looking at Thievul, you would think maybe a Fire Dark type, like a Houndoom type Pokemon, which I absolutely adore. Houndoom, such a cool Pokemon. It might be weak to fucking everything, but like, it's a cool Pokemon. This thing, Nintendo seems to get the first form on point with most Pokemon. It's the last form they seem to struggle with. I don't know whether that's because they go with a theme or they're trying to base it off the animal, or whether like, I don't know, it might just specifically be certain concept artists. I don't like the Pokemon they've designed. It's quite a sturdy little Nickit. I'm kind of thinking foxes, they're typically a British creature. Maybe like a thief style Pokemon inspired by Oliver Twist. Very British tale. What's the surname of the guy in Oliver Twist and Nickit? Possible. Anyway, a little bit more XP. Cool. Keep an eye on that health. I hope I just don't end up with a team full of normal types. That's my biggest concern. I think there are certain areas that don't have any. I think there's like a bit of a grassy area. The coal place has like a bit of a weird mix of, there's like a coal mine that has like some fire types, some bat type Pokemon, Zubat maybe, Swoobat's definitely in there. With a bit of luck, what would I like in there? I'd quite like the little hat fairy actually, even though it's weak to rock. Like, its final evolution's pretty cool. Yeah, keep that health maintained. I think most of my Pokemon Center visits are going to just be like stocking up on potions, because you can't be too careful. I want to get to the end. I think getting to the end is going to be really fun. I think when we like really kick off with gym leaders. And there's a few battles ahead that I think could be trying. I remember growing up as a child, and I always thought that like little debuff like tail whip attacks and growl and things like that. As a child, that's you know, you just look at that and you go, what is the point? I'll just hit it and I'll keep hitting it. Well, like as an adult, especially like after playing some of the competitive side of the game too, you start to realise that once those debuffs stack, it can put a Pokemon at a pretty big disadvantage. Like, 2 tail whips will reduce its defense stat by half, I believe. That's substantial if you want to just punch it really hard. And you can do up to 6 debuffs. It's 4 or 6. So you can really lower a stat. Take on Gym Challenge. Oh, that's what we're here for. Oh, next Pokemon, what's it gotta be? So, we're heading towards our next route. The mandatory, here's how you catch a Pokemon. In Generation 1 I did kind of like the old guy that taught you how to catch a Pokemon, and he was a part of that Infinite Master Balls and Rare Candies cheat. I quite liked him. There was something... Was there a joke about him not having his coffee? And I believe in the Japanese version it was actually about him not having a beer. The Japanese version was a little more adult from what I remember. Oh, anticipation. I can do with a Blipbug. I quite like Blipbug. I chose this on my first playthrough. Evolves into a big spaceship ladybird thing. It looks awesome. It's got all like flashy light bits and stuff and big swirly eyes. So yeah, I remember I had no idea that this Pokemon existed until I'd seen it in the wild, and I remember like being a little weirded out that it was like sort of like kind of skewed. Like you got the transform tool on Photoshop and like just squished it just a little, and I didn't like that about Blipbug. But then for some reason, they don't do it again with any of its other evolutions. Right. Well, you're a bug. Let's call you... Malone. After Bugsy Malone, because come on, school plays when you're growing up. Love a bit of Bugsy Malone. And I've only been introduced to the actual film in the last 2 or 3 years, maybe? Ooh, glistening. The most useless thing. No revives. Right, let's get healed up again. I feel like Pokemon Centers are going to be my crutch, at least for the first chunk, while I gain a little confidence, because I've been warned of the Nuzlocke challenge. Don't know. Right, let's get these guys built up a bit, fight some trainers on this route. Look at that water, by the way. Like, the Switch has been criticised for its power and its graphics, and I suppose it's not really among the sort of Xbox and PS5 sort of contenders, but I think sort of Nintendo, for me, they develop more fun games. And I know a lot of people say, oh, they're for kids and stuff, but there's nothing quite like having a group of your mates round and having a few rounds of Mario Party or something. Whereas the sort of big consoles emphasise on the online play. And, you know, I've partook in quite a bit of Fortnite during these lockdowns, and I do enjoy online play. But sofa, what do they call it? Sofa play now. Like couch play where you're all sat around and you're winding each other up, and you know, like especially in Mario Party where you're taking stars from each other and stuff. It's like there's nothing quite like the banter you'll have with each other during that. Could have got another rookie do. So 2 opportunities. So you can get duplicate Pokemon, it appears on Nuzlocke. I have me worried there. Got a really weird feeling that like some of the stats of some of these earlier Pokemon in this generation are quite high, and a bit of hand holding, because I'm actually surprised at Squovit's bulk. Maybe he'll defy the usual boring normal type status quo. He might change my mind. I might not be as disappointed with him in the end. Let's see. Commiserations to your mother. It's way too low to be fighting with him just yet. I've never really viewed Pokemon as a resource, but I guess they are, like, especially in this scenario. You lose one, you know, I might never have a bug type again in the playthrough. The fabled Squovit shirt there he's got on. Oh, Chungy. What is Squovit supposed to mean, by the way? Like, squirrel. Okay, squirrel is the squirt. Move it. Squove it? Like shove it? Like a pop shove it on a skateboard, maybe? Shove it? Squove it? Maybe I've been saying the name wrong the whole time. Ah, bite. Chomp him up good. I think I'm going to keep Malone back for a while because there's a few bird types, flying types, and they are super effective against bug types. And I do kind of want Malone to stick with us for a while. See, all it would have took is me to switch out into him then, and that thing could just peck him and one-shot him. You just never know. I like the purple roofs in the background. I wish you got those in real life. It's a lot of orange brickwork in the UK. It's alright, but purple would be like just a bit more up my street, a little more artsy, I'd say. Chomping him up. Chungus. See, those debuffs can be a bit of a worry. Not against wild Pokemon, because you only fight like one. Chances are you're going to come up strong. Unless you run into an Onix in the wild area. Useful. That saved me some money down the line. And also useful. I do hope that's a mechanic they never get rid of in Pokemon. I do like finding things around. And surprisingly, in this generation, they have the... it's like a little glisten, like you saw before, where it got the revive. And it just keeps the game feeling fresh, that you're constantly finding new items that are useful and saving your money down the line. Might not be the most hooking mechanic, but it, you know, in the other generations, you just strip the land bare, and then once it's gone and all the resources and it's all been adventured through, it's just like, what is left? You know, you just go to the Elite Four, you max your Pokemon out, like... I do like Tutor. I like his evolution more though. Kind of got this big goofy like head, like from Ed, Ed and Eddie. It's type head. This kind of like, I love the chicken, Eddie. That kind of head. So our characters are around 10 years old, so I'm going to guess that these kids are about 5. So I'm just going around beating up 5-year-olds at the minute. Look at those eyes. Is that supposed to be like... On Blip Bug, the eyes, are they supposed to be like shiny? Are they supposed to be like split in a really unusual way? I can't quite make it out in its design, to be honest. It's interesting though, interesting art style. Quick attack. Could do with quick attack or some priority attack. So quick attack gives you the chance to, well, not the chance, it automatically lets you attack first basically. So, you know, in a tight pinch and you need that last hit, quick attack's the one. I think extreme speed is the fastest Pokemon move. Just outclasses everything. Except protect. Chunkus is quite bulky, like, that's only a level below me. It's barely doing anything to him. I might eat my heart. Good boy. So you wanna be a bug man in the golden ring? 420. So, have you unraveled all the secrets of the Dynamax phenomenon yet? I hope my granddaughter would take over the research, but... Bit of a weird generation as well, the retiring professor. She wants to kind of hand down her coat to Sonia, so to speak. Professor Magnolia looks a little... like a relative of Professor Oak. She's got features in her face that just feel a bit oaky. She's been doing research in the Dynamax phenomenon. There are things worth knowing about you too, you know. Hey Professor, do us a favour, would ya? Help me convince Lee should endorse us for the gym challenge. Otherwise, what'd be the point in game? Hop and Liquid Gym only just started as Pokemon trainers. There's still loads they don't know yet. Dearie, I thought the dream was have everyone in Gala region become strong trainers. Isn't that right? But then who takes on his title? Well, I suppose it's no fun if you've got no one to compete with. Right then, in that case, how about this? Let's see if you two can show me such a brilliant battle that I'm left with no choice. Don't worry, I'll make sure both your teams are in good shape. training montage. Loads of sit-ups from Squovit. Where have all the good men gone? You gotta battle me so I get that endorsement. I'm gonna become the greatest Pokemon trainer there ever was. Come at me with everything. Well, I'm gonna have to keep Malone back, I reckon. Rather interested in seeing how you two trainers battle soon. It's time for my legend to begin. Right, he's got an advantage here because he's got 3 Pokemon. The Wooloo's okay for now. See, at this stage in the game, I probably have 6 Pokemon already. Let's focus on some debuffs. After all, I was talking about them earlier. Might as well show their use. I'm pretty sure Wooloo or Dubwool is second form. It gets an attack, no, not attack, and a buff later that puts its defense up all the way to the max, which, if you've got a physical attacker like Chungus is, you're in trouble. I love the way he rolls when he tackles. Oh, what could have been? Oh, it's going sailing so far. We'll lose nice and easy. Not liking all these debuffs though, because I don't really want to switch out. You landed a crit on my Pokemon? Yeah, a crit when its health was like that much. Ridiculous. RNG, baby. Right, see, I could bring the Blip Bug out. I keep doing that. Blip Bug out, and it would be super effective against the Grookey, which is fine, brilliant, but I don't remember what he has next. Same strategy again, debuff him. Let's at least get it down to half. Tail Whip had so much more use in the anime. It just seemed like a really cool like smack attack, and in this it's just like you're intimidated for some reason. Too many debuffs on Chungus. Oh, don't make me sacrifice someone right near the start of the game, for God's sake. Might have been a bit greedy with that, but let's see. It's the Chungus spirit, greed. And that's with all the debuffs I've done, because he's debuffed my attack. So I need to keep his defense pushed back down still, I reckon. If at first you don't succeed, right. Come on, take a chunk off this time. See, I might just keep maintaining my health when I get below the half point, because all it would take is a crit now and you'd be dead. I'm pretty sure his last Pokemon was a rookie D, which my Blitbug wouldn't fare against, as I said earlier. Oh, stop debuffing me. See, switching out is so much more risky now. When you switch out, all your stats reset, so I could switch out to Blitbug and then switch back, but I'm putting Blitbug at risk because I've not really used him. Don't really think he's got any fighting value at the minute. Right, he's blinking his eye like he's been punched. Yeah, see, I knew it, and it's only level 5, but all it would take is one or two pecks, and that's it. That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger said. 1 or 2 pecks. That's how he offers you a brew. He carries the mug between them. Alright, same strategy. Debuff him. This has been the first threatening battle to my run. If Chungus went down, I don't know whether I'd get through it. I've already started to warm to him a bit, which is strange, considering I hated him in the last episode. Yeah, look at that, it's just spamming Peck. One more time. Right, we're okay for a little bit. Next big obstacle is probably the wild area. And I even got my Pokeball throw perfect too. Would that take practice? You see the guys that like juggle them and stuff and like hover them around the head when they're psychic type trainers, but does it take that much to throw a Pokeball? There we are. Charizard and I were both feeling the excitement in every last cell of our body as well.
I feel my fist in your body soon.
You and me are gonna train up against one another and aim for the champion's title.
Oh. Yeah, this is where Disney buys the Pokemon Company. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. So basically, that wishing star gives you the ability to Dynamax. Just by coincidence manages to fall right at the lake next to you, just as you get your endorsement letter. The cynics out there would think this is a setup. Those wishing stars are composed of various rocks. They're one of the most precious resources in the Galar region. And we'll give it to 2 10-year-olds, because, you know, you can trust 10-year-olds with valuable things. Really feels like we're getting caught up in the adventure of a lifetime. I love how Sonia just crawled out of the ground there to appear right at the moment too.
The piece is on the board of falling into place.
And that's supposed to be a grandma, like. suppose they've got this squirrely hair in common. Is it true you just saw a Pokemon you didn't recognise? Well, there was this weird heavy fog. Actually, we were in a sauna with a wolf. Alright, fount of information you are. There we go. The Dynamax band that doesn't work because in this run there's no Dynamaxing. So if we're going to roleplay it a little, she's just fixed the competition against me. She gave me a faulty band. Evil bitch. Her glasses do kind of have that evil triangular scheming feel to them. That will help fill out your Pokédex too. Shame I'm not going to be doing it, innit? Right. Oh, right, we're fully healed. I guess that explains the healing music before, I guess. I guess. Oh yeah, he's teaching us about the Pokemon that wander around. So something I completely forgot this when he teaches you, but if you press the left stick in, your character will whistle, and it'll get the attention of the Pokemon to run at you in some way. Sometimes I found it makes them run away as well, though. There's a Butterfree in the wild area that when I first saw it I was like, I'm having that, and I whistled at it and it just liked it, didn't want anything to do with me, and could you blame it? Get our levels up a little more. I might have to do a little bit of research for the wild area, because basically the wild area is like an open vast space full of like, there's got to be like over 100 Pokemon just as soon as you walk into it, and the levels vary, so you can come across like a level 50 Machamp just wandering around, which is really cool, but in a Nuzlocke situation I don't want to walk into a battle that's just going to get one of my Pokemon murdered, so I might look online at what the sort of levels of the areas are to see if it's safe for me to wander around, because it would be good for me to grind in the next area and just to sort of show the wild area off a bit as well, because it is great the way they've done this generation, and it's got me very excited for Gen 9. The next generation is probably just going to be like open world Pokemon, where the gyms are scattered and they probably scale with you, the levels scale with you or something. Because I can't see them going smaller after the wild area in this generation. It doesn't seem like it's just a feature. I think they're working towards something with every game. They're building the scale and scope of Pokemon. There's a lot of controversy about the actual Pokédex in this game, actually, while I'm talking about that. So, in total, with the download content, there's about 600 Pokemon in this game, which, okay, there's no national Pokédex, so there are like 300 and something Pokemon that are actually just full on left out of the game. You can't transfer them into it. And yeah, sure, that does suck a little, because everyone's got the favourites, and maybe your favourite isn't in this gen. But think about it like this, right? That's 600 character models that they've had to build for this game, that all have their own interactions, and like depending on the move they're doing, they'll do a different movement. So they've had to produce those and animate them and make icons for them I just think, like, complaining that there's not another 300 Pokemon is a bit silly. I mean, the way this game looks, it just... I've seen a lot of people being really negative on posts saying, like, they wouldn't touch another Pokemon game after this, and it's like, really? This theme feels a bit like throwing the toys out of the pram a little. Dream Team! Right. Now's the time to stock up, because this wild area... Woo! So... Go for 40 potions. If I have 5 of each of the status healing items, that increases my chances so much more. Because, you know, getting paralysed ain't good because you can't attack. Getting frozen's ridiculous because, again, you don't know when you're going to get unfrozen. I've lost some battles just from being frozen for too many turns. You can thaw out, you know, in like turn 2, or you can thaw out in turn 20. Being frozen is ridiculous. So we'll stock up on these. Right. And I think that is where we will call it today. Bit of a longer episode today. I kind of wanted to get a little more action in, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in again. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. I'm going to pop videos 1 and 2 above in the little boxes. See you next time.